You walk into a bank with $4 in your account. And you walk into a bank with 4 million in your account. Same building. Same marble floors. Same logo on the wall. Different experience. Completely different experience. And nobody at the bank is going to explain that to you. They will smile at both of you. They will hand both of you a pamphlet. But what happens behind the scenes, what they waive? What they offer without being asked? And what they quietly decide you will never know about that changes at every single level of wealth. I want to walk you through every level. From $0 to $25 million. And tell you exactly how the bank sees you. What they give you. And what they are holding back until you earn the right to ask. Level 1. $0 to $1,000. You have a debit card. You have a checking account that technically exists. And that is about all the bank has decided you deserve. At this level, you are what the industry calls an unprofitable customer. That is not an insult. That is a term banks actually use internally. Your deposits are too small to lend out profitably. Your monthly fees barely cover the cost of maintaining your account. So what do you get? A free checking account? Maybe. An app with your balance on it. And a customer service number that will put you on hold for 47 minutes when something goes wrong. Here's what most people miss. Overdraft fees. At this level, you are most likely to overdraft and most likely to be charged $35 for doing it. You spent $4 on a coffee. Your account had $3 in it. And now you owe the bank $31. That is a 900% fee on a $4 purchase. The bank calls it overdraft protection. Let that word sit with you for a moment. And the interest rate on a basic savings account, somewhere between 0.01 and 0.05% on $1,000. That is 10 cents a year. The bank takes your deposits, lends them out at 7 or 8%, and gives you back 10 cents. That is the deal at level 1. Level 2. $10,000 to $50,000. Something shifts here. Not dramatically, but it is real. You are now worth servicing. Your account looks stable. Monthly fees start disappearing. Some banks offer a small overdraft buffer, not because they are generous, but because keeping you happy at this level is worth more than one overdraft fee. High-yield savings accounts become relevant here. Move your savings to a high-yield account and you can earn 4 to 5% annually right now. On $20,000. That is $800 to $1,000 a year. That is real money that starts compounding into something. A personal banker may introduce themselves at this level. They are helpful. They are also paid to tie you to more products. Understand that. And you can still use them effectively. Stay with me. Because this is where it gets interesting. Level 3. $100,000 to $500,000. Now, the bank notices you. Not in a velvet rope way. In a spreadsheet way. Wire transfer fees start disappearing. Foreign transaction fees soften. You become eligible for what most major banks call a private client tier, a dedicated relationship manager who actually knows your name. Here's why that matters. When something goes wrong, fraud, a disputed charge, you are no longer calling an 800 number. You are calling a person with authority to fix it on the spot. The average retail customer waits 4 to 6 days to resolve a dispute. Private clients often see it handled same day. The interest rates you get on loans also improve here. Not because you negotiated. Because the bank's algorithm sees lower risk and adjusts automatically. A private client at this level accesses credit at rates that a customer with $500 never will for the same amount borrowed. Level 4. $500,000 to $2 million. At this level, the experience changes in ways that are harder to put on a brochure. Notary services. Free. Safe deposit boxes. Free. Wire transfers. Free. Currency exchange at preferential rates. Some banks at this level offer concierge access to events. hotel upgrades through partner programs, and private aircraft booking assistance. These are not in any public pamphlet. They exist because the bank has done the math on what losing your account would cost them. Here's what most people miss. A securities-backed line of credit becomes available. You borrow against your investment portfolio at rates significantly lower than personal loan rates without selling a single share. You keep the market exposure. You get the cash. You pay a low rate. This is how wealthy people access money without liquidating assets. Level 1. Customers have no idea this product exists. Level 5. $2 million and beyond. You are no longer a retail banking customer. Morgan Stanley, Private Wealth. Goldman Sachs, Private Wealth. JP Morgan, Private Bank. These institutions share a logo with the consumer bank you walked into. They do not share a philosophy. At this level, you get a team, not one advisor. A wealth strategist. A tax advisor. An estate planning attorney. An investment specialist. They meet internally about your portfolio. They model scenarios. What happens to your estate if markets drop 40%? What happens if you want to gift assets to your children in a way that minimizes tax? And the access to investments changes entirely. Private equity. Hedge funds. Pre-IPO opportunities. These have minimum thresholds measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars. Retail investors cannot touch them. At the private banking level, your advisor surfaces them as options that simply do not exist for 99% of depositors. At 10 million and above, the bank begins to see you less as a customer and more as a partner. Staff assigned at this level may have only 20 or 30 total client relationships. A retail banker manages hundreds. The attention is not even close. Here is what this all adds up to. At the $0 to $1,000 level, you pay the bank monthly fees, overdraft fees, wire fees, minimum balance penalties. You are a net expense. At the $10 million level, the bank pays you, not just in interest in access, in structure, in the removal of every friction that costs money over a lifetime. Same building. Same logo. Completely different world. So what do you do with this? First, stop paying fees that belong to a lower tier. If you have $10,000 in a basic checking account charging you $12 a month, that is money you are giving away for no reason. Move it to a high-yield savings account. Eliminate the friction at your current level before thinking about the next one. Second, build toward the thresholds that change your access. $100,000 in investable assets is where retail banking genuinely starts working for you instead of against you. That number is reachable. And crossing it does not always require earning more. It can come from spending less, investing consistently, and letting time do the rest. Third, understand that the bank is not neutral. It is not a public utility that serves everyone equally. It is a business that allocates its best resources to its most profitable customers. Knowing that is not a reason to be angry. It is a reason to play the game with open eyes. You walked in with $4. You know something now that most people with $4 do not know. That is a different kind of account balance. And it compounds too.